Hey everybody, I have a video here for you today, and this is both by request and a follow-up video. Now, I've had a lot of questions on the missing capstone of the Great Pyramid. What was there originally? Was there anything there originally? What exactly is the story? All I have gathered in the last year or year and a half in trying to read the hieroglyphics and really trying to wrap my head around how these original people here represented things. Well, I think this fits in with my Tomb of Thoth video, where I say that the Great Pyramid is the tomb of universal wisdom. So many things encoded into this, and that's a perfect symbolic meaning of this. They have the empty sarcophagus. It has nothing to do with the physical body. It's something within, in the mind. Enlightenment, ascension, and then some people connect that eventually to immortality. We know this building has encoded into it unbelievable sacred geometry, mathematical proportions, and connections with the earth itself. This is the tomb of universal wisdom. Now, was there anything here originally? I don't think so. I think it was always missing its top. There are theories out there was something gold up here, something quartzite, even one theory that there was a giant eye of Horus up here. Now, my last Ancient America video, I said, the more I look into this, the more I realize I don't know very much at all. And maybe I said that for a reason. Maybe that set up this video in a perfect way. Maybe the builders of this original structure encoded a lesson to humanity in the future about knowledge and enlightenment. Maybe they encoded that into this building, and that's why there's no top to this pyramid. Now, when looking into Plato, there seems to be some pretty good evidence that he was initiated into the Great Pyramid around the year 374 BC. And have you ever wondered how the heck he could write the way he did about universal knowledge and wisdom? Well, there seems to be evidence he was initiated into the Great Pyramid, and later on in the schools that Plato set up, this is called the Tomb of Hermes in the alchemical mountain. Now, this lesson encoded in stone in this monument to eternity, these people encoded a lesson to humanity about knowledge and enlightenment. To finish this video, I'm going to have Manly Hall tell you exactly why the capstone is missing here. He starts out talking about another ancient mysterious structure, the temple at Boroburdur. And up on top here, the same lesson is built into the top of this structure as the lesson that was built into the top of the Great Pyramid. The missing capstone, this is the best evidence. From what all I know, hope you thought this was interesting, and you all have a very nice day.
The upper or apex part of the pyramid of the Boroburdur was a pagoda-like stupa or a reliquary with two rooms in it, which was empty. The restoration of it has never been able to find anything in for that empty room. The building builds up to a symbol and then ceases. And this is the same thing that happens in the pyramid. The capstone of the pyramid is missing. The sacred relic that was supposed to be in the capstone or head of the Boroburdur is also missing. So that all these things represent a certain unfinishedness, and it reminds us perhaps that in natural law and in the reactions within our own natures, everything that belongs to the material world is unfinished. Existence, mortal existence, is an unfinished business. And it takes place in an unfinished world and challenges everything that lives here with the restrictions of an unfinished realization of truth. Everything is growing, but nothing has completed its growth. Everything is getting better, but nothing in the mortal world has finally achieved the state of being best. Everything we try to do, everything we try to work with, science particularly, should have a complete understanding of the mystery of the missing capstone. because science is worrying over it right at the moment, but on a different level of thought. Everything that science discovers leads somewhere, but when it just about gets to the point where it looks as though it might tell us a great truth, it fades away. All visible things, if you trace them upward to their highest conditions, disappear. All of the intellectual achievements of the individual or of the great system of learning, this ascends from one level of genius to another, but the supreme genius has never been reached. The supreme answer to the problem of life has never been reached. All that we have for these particular conclusions is our own inward realization. So the formula is rather simple. We can build everything on the outside up to a point, but to complete it we must call entirely upon the inside, because the completion of it must always depend upon the consciousness of the person beholding it.